Chapter 18. Your beauty should not come from outward adornment, such as braided hair and the wearing of gold jewelry and fine clothes. Instead, it should be that of your inner self, the unfading beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is of great worth in God's sight. First Peter 3, 3 and 4. Lounging in the shade of a coconut tree in Papua New Guinea, I watch island children playing in the sun. Actually, many of them are involved in work. Yet, from their happy attitudes, one would know that this is labor. The boys, many accompanied by their fathers, are mostly fishing from canoes or mending nets. The girls, depending upon their age, are either helping their mothers make meals or are weaving baskets from coconut fronds. The younger children are at play in the water or chasing each other about the lush jungle foliage. This village is located on one of Papua New Guinea's smaller islands, a lonely, isolated outpost in the Indian Ocean. The villagers live simply in wooden huts with bamboo frond roofs. They are a happy people who take great pride in their surroundings. They regularly sweep the island's dirt paths and like to encourage flowering plants to grow around their doorways and windows. Their needs are not complex. There is no electricity, radios, or television in the village. Kerosene lamps provide a soft evening glow for reading, and the flames' light smoke helps to keep the mosquitoes away. Money is almost non existent in this quiet society, except for the necklaces. The villagers' money necklaces are made from tiny seashells, about the size of a child's little fingernail. It takes the entire village a full day's labor to make just one money necklace. Only special necklaces of the right size and color will do. The children and adults comb the beaches and hunt underwater for them. Each shell is laboriously hand sanded to a tiny oval, no bigger than a BB. Then a hole is carefully bored into them with a primitive bow-like awl. In the evening, the women weave strands of their hair into fine cords on which they string the precious shells. The resulting necklace has such great value it is given a special name. When two island chiefs meet in traditional ceremonies, they exchange money necklaces to the honor of each village. The necklaces are also one of the ways that the island parents show their children how important they are to them. When a young couple is to wed, the whole village contributes to their bridal dowry, usually 30 money necklaces or more. Relaxing on the warm sand, I realize that it is rather easy for the village children to grasp their personal value and to understand their future place in this tiny island society. Abruptly, a single loud horn blast puts an end to this relaxing moment, bring me to my feet. It is the signal that Alcyon is ready to get underway. We are leaving with the evening tide for Australia, to be followed by a 2 month break in our round the world tour of discovery. I'm looking forward to getting home and seeing Cindy, the girl I will soon marry. Barely 2 weeks later, I am again relaxing under a tree, only this tree is made of plastic with artificial silk leaves. There is a small mechanical bird singing in its wire reinforced branches. Cindy has left me unattended while she shops in a crowded California mall. Actually, I'm somewhat in a state of shock. It is always rather startling to return from a remote expedition location to the crowded press of humanity choking the big cities of our modern society. Idly, I'm mostly watching teenagers. I wonder how many of them actually know where they are going or what they will do when they get there. I think how different life is for these kids compared to the children of Papua New Guinea. For youth on a tiny remote island, there are few options. The boys can fish and farm or learn a primitive trade. Most of the girls will become mothers and tend to their families as their age old traditions dictate. Basically, that is the extent of their choices. Few, if any, of the island children will get an opportunity for an education or a chance to travel outside their tiny island sphere. For North American children, however, there are limitless choices. Armed with a broad knowledge of their modern world, they can choose from an incredible diversity of careers and opportunities. Realizing this, one would think that most kids are actively preparing themselves to go after their dreams and aspirations. Yet, sitting under the plastic tree with the mechanical bird singing, I see little evidence of this. From their dress, attitudes, and activities, I get clues on these particular teenagers' potential futures. Before me, a group of young people saunters into view. Half of them are smoking cigarettes, which unfortunately makes them early candidates for extensive health problems and assures a shortened and less dynamic life. The girls are apparently buying their makeup on sale by the pound. I see that green hair dye is in style for one of the guys. Their jewelry is mostly cheap imitations of Nazi memorabilia, which is worn through the nose or in multiple assortments on either ear. Dirty leather and t-shirts decorated with skulls and copious amounts of blood are obviously popular with this morbid group. They are discussing the merits of a headbanger band. Passing a video game shop, the group has to make room for a man coming from the opposite direction. He has horrible posture, poor personal hygiene, ragged clothes, and a lack of alertness of someone who lives on the streets. He actually appears to fit in well with this group of kids. Seemingly, the youth think so too. They are very impressed with the tattoo on the man's left arm. For a few minutes, there is an animated conversation as they discuss with him the artistic points of his deadhead tattoo. I thought it would be more productive for man to give them a few points on being homeless, because the group of youths is heading for nowhere occupations at warp speed. That is, unless they are inadvertently sidetracked to the extended stay at a prison or trip into an early plot in a graveyard. Evidently, I'm not alone in my observations. A pair of high school girls pauses under my plastic tree to stare at the headbangers as they shove into the game parlor. What a bunch of losers, observed a blonde haired girl. She is wearing an extremely low cut halter top and a skin tight miniskirt. Yeah, her friend answers, loudly cracking her gum. Real creeps for sure. She's at least 50 pounds overweight, so her form fitting lycra bicycle suit gives me no reassurance that she actually likes to ride bikes. The girls are glancing about regularly to see if their provocative clothes are drawing any attention. Want to go hang out at the record store? Asks the blonde. Sure, her friend replies. The clerk there is really cute. Mechanical Bird, though unappreciated, continues to sing as the girls start to leave. An instant later, they both pause abruptly. A guy is coming from the opposite direction. He is of an average height, but looks taller because of his athletic physique and excellent posture. He's wearing a plain white shirt and jeans. He looks very likable. Hey, he goes to our school, exclaims the overweight girl. Yeah, chimes the blonde, but you never see him at the parties. He's one of those study freaks. Her, her friend nods knowingly. Let's go check out the clerk. As the girls disappear up the mall, their heads swivel, hoping to see if anyone is checking them out. I watch the guy go into a sporting goods store. Through a window, I see him enthusiastically trying on a backpack. There is no doubt in my mind that he is the happiest of the youths I have observed. If he studies hard, pursues adventure, and is content to just be himself while focusing on being a good person, then he has a good head start on a wonderful life. For the other young people, I realize that it must be hard growing up in a busy modern society like America, where evaluating your self worth can be confusing and outright disheartening. Living in a crush of humanity, teens and young children often find themselves alone and seemingly unappreciated. In angry response, they make they may make some poor choices, even purposefully head in negative or wrong directions. Yet, even for the headbangers, there is hope. No one is ever completely lost. If someone makes a mistake, it doesn't mean that they are a mistake. Any of us can take our mistakes and all that we dislike about ourselves and give these burdens to the Lord, and He will give us a fresh new beginning. I've told you these things so that in me you may have peace. In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world. John 16:33. Jesus willingly suffered, being nailed to a cross for you and me. His love makes each of us incredibly valuable beyond any earthly measure. Remember that none of us are ever alone or without value. There is no greater nor more loving friend than Jesus.